Hello friends, welcome to another Gecko's Gaming video. Today I am unveiling a fresh brew that my friend Wicked Beggar and I have been working on. We used to play this deck a little bit back in the day, back when before this combo was banned in Historic. Um, yeah, it's built around Tainted Pact, and it's a combo deck. The idea is you exile your whole library with Tainted Pact, since you just have one of every card. So Tainted Pact says exile the top card of your library. You may put that card into your hand unless it has the same name as another card exiled this way, and you repeat the process until you exile two cards of the same name, or decide to put a card in your hand. So it's like a tutor, instant speed that you can go until you get whatever card you need, or until you hit a duplicate. We won't hit duplicates because every card has one of, except for the win cons that will be in our hand when we cast it. So, and the other piece of the combo is Thassa's Oracle. So um, when we cast Thassa's Oracle, she puts a trigger on the stack, and basically, if you have no cards in your library, you win the game. So the idea is we exile a whole library with Tainted Pact, and then win with Thassa's Oracle. Um, Now, of course, obviously, this is a pretty sweet two-card combo, but the concession is that you have to play all one-ofs in your deck. Only one island, only one swamp. You can't have more than two of any other cards other than these two. Um, so this is a significant concession. Uh, you gotta get creative to play this. It has obvious downsides, such as we can't play four assemble the teams or a bunch of planar genesis like we would like to. These are really good cards for taking out the combo. Um, so we gotta get a little creative with how we build it, and there's infinite ways to build this deck in many different color combinations. It also lends itself to four color builds as well. Um, there's Grixis versions, there's Esper versions, there's different types of Sultai versions, but this one that I'm focusing on, um, we'll go into a little bit of the picks in a minute. But just one thing I wanted to mention too is that the concession of having singletons is somewhat mitigated in a format the wider the cards are and the greater depth of playable and powerful cards are on the format. So as Timeless expands and grows over time in the card pool, I think it's likely that this deck will continue to sort of steadily curve up in power level as the pool of playable options expands. Now, it is an open question about whether or not it will grow enough to keep in line with the decks that are getting to play four of all the best cards. But it does have a little bit of promise. The bigger the more options that you have, the more the format grows, the more options you have for this deck, and the more ability it is for it to mitigate the downside of having to play one of everything. Um, so as you can see, we don't have any of the mid-range type cards. The deck is really focused on just trying to churn out the combo as quickly as possible. All we really want to do is dig and have some flexible cards that can kind of be interactive, but also dig or also protect our combo. Um, and just be proactive as possible. Just try to clear the way so that we can execute the combo as quickly as possible. That's what we're going for here. That's why we're not playing cards like Uro. That's why we're not playing cards like Oko. That's why we're not playing Orcish Bowmasters. That's why we're not playing, a lot of the kind of like standard good card Sultai cards that come to mind because they just don't contribute to the game plan. Um, and what we're doing is more powerful than that. We're trying to win on turn 3 or 4. So um, that's the reasoning behind that. Like John in the Lock is another card. Like a lot of people will probably say you should play John in the Lock. It's just like destroying a creature for 2 mana or maybe countering a spell. It's not what we're looking for. We're trying to be as streamlined as possible. And so when that's on those same lines, we have minimal removal. The only removal spells are Toxic Deluge and Fatal Push, which are both very flexible, and they can be useful against a variety of different types of decks. I'm not that concerned about removal, honestly, because creature decks, aggressive decks, are usually not as fast as we are. So that's why there's very little removal, and then we have more cards like Spell Pierce and Duress and things like that that can fight through things that actually can disrupt our combo. Uh, A few other cards just to note here. I'm not going to go through all of this, but um, we have Jace Reawakened in here, which it's pretty good in this deck. What it does is it kind of like if our initial burst, if we can't combo off on turn three or four right away, then we can play Jace. When things start slowing down or we start hitting the mid game, late game, and he can churn through our deck, fill up our graveyard for dig through time or traverse the Ulvenwald, or and then also digging for the combo. But most notably, you look at a second +1. Jace's second +1 allows us to exile either of our combo pieces. So this is nice because it protects it against hand hate, discard hate. But it also allows us to set up turns where we can have a bunch of interaction in addition to doing the combo. So, if we have 4 mana and Jace has plotted one of our combo pieces, then we will only have to cast like one of the combo pieces, and then we can still hold up a bunch of counter spells or hand disruption or whatever we need to push that through. So Jace is pretty helpful in the deck. Tamiyo, similarly to Jace, she helps us combo in the sense of, first of all, she buys us time, being a 0/3 blocker. The investigate thing is like, it's a little slow for what we're doing. The clues will come in handy sometimes, but when we flip her, not only does she buy us time, slow down aggro decks, but she also lets us get back instant sorcery cards for 0 mana from our graveyard. So if our Tainted Pact ends up in there, if we have a Demonic Tutor laying around, any type of interaction spell that we need, she can, again, on the turn we're going to combo off, she can, for 0 mana, bring one of those spells back to our hand, which can be a big deal. Yeah, and then we try to play a bunch of tutors, basically as many tutors as possible. Traverse the Ulvenwald is in here. It's comparable with Analyze the Pollen, but I'm not doing Analyze the Pollen yet because a lot of our spells are cheap, so getting to the 8 is a little bit steep, and it's also it is also yeah, it's just easier to get Delirium than it is to get 8 mana, and we also don't have a lot of discard effects to get spells in our graveyard to feed the 8 mana. So, and then we want to delve with Treasure Cruise and dig through time. So, yeah, that's why we have Traverse instead of Analyze. I think Analyze is a reasonable option too. I might try it sometime. And then we have Waterlogged Teachings, which is absolutely sick in this deck. Instant speed, really easy to cast in terms of color requirements. And then it gets our, it can get Tainted Pact, and then it can also get Snapcaster Mage if we need to get something back from our graveyard. There's a number of instances it can get Dark Ritual. It can get a lot of things that come in handy. But mostly, we're usually going to use it to get a Tainted Pact. And then it's also like blue and black, so or it can be a blue-black land, which is just awesome. It's just like perfect for this deck. And you really need, in order to combo off, you need double blue and black, and then one of any color. So it gives us all the colors we need to combo off if we need to play it as a land. And then, yeah, Wishclaw Talisman is pretty awesome too. And then as a tutor, and then we have Demonic Tutor as well. And Tainted Pact can tutor us cards as well if we need to get like a singleton card to win, or something to deal with their threats or some kind of interaction, or there's different ways you can use Tainted Pact as more than just a win con to get a card that you need out of the deck. Yeah, like I said, the biggest downside of the deck, we have to play singletons. So I would love to play 4 assembled teams in this deck, but we can't. So the question is, why go through the trouble of playing a deck with all singletons when there's another really powerful combo deck in the format in Omnitel, or there's lots of different options to play in the format. And it's a good question, and my first instinct is that the first thing to say is that we have a great matchup against Boros, so that's one reason I want to play the deck. most decks that I run into are Boros or some kind of Boros variation, Naya or Mardu or whatever. There's all these mid-range creature decks that are trying to dirtle over the top of each other at this point, playing Birthing Ritual and Chthonic, um, Nightmare or like whatever. And just we just don't care about any of that. We just completely ignore whatever they're trying to do on the board. We often win on turn 4 or 5, and sometimes we even on turn 3. So Boros really has no way to interact with what we're doing in any kind of meaningful way. It's just a straight up race, and we're faster than they are. So I'm really tired of being pulled into the scrum of like mid-rangey wars and trying to play a Psychic Frog into like all this insane removal that they have and stuff like that. This deck basically blanks their removal, um, and uh, and so yeah, I'm just tired of being in that scrum, and this is I think a good option, good alternative. The other big thing is that there's really no hate for this deck. Nobody really. This is not on anybody's radar whatsoever. Obviously, um, there's lots of hate against Omnitel. Like everybody's playing for Deafening Silence and Dexing Bobble and whatever else. High Noon. I guess High Noon would mess with us. That'd be a good one against us. But other than that, most of the decks that are jamming hate for control are all focused on Omnitel, and our deck just more or less doesn't care. Like I don't care if you play Deafening Silence. My combo is an instant and a creature, so that's my one non-creature spell for the turn, and that's it. So yeah, nobody really has that good a sideboard hate for us. In order to really break the combo, counter spells are good, and but again, we can fight through those with our own counter magic and our discard spells, things like that. And the other things that are good are like things like counter triggers, or like Consign to Memory or Stifle. Those can get us too. But those are not played that much in the format right now, so that bodes well for us too. Yeah, it's a very proactive deck. Like I said, Goldfish is on turn 3 or 4, hard to interact with. Um, Omnitel, I am worried about Omnitel. I've been playing this deck quite a bit on a different account. You can see I don't have all the wild cards. I'm about to craft the deck and run some games, but I've been playing it on a different account, and and I haven't run into Omnitel yet though. Just played a few games so far. Um, and so I am a little nervous about the Omnitel matchup. I feel like they're faster and they're like just more consistent. Like I said, playing 4 assemble teams, that kind of thing. Um, but we have better interaction against them, especially out of the sideboard. Their sideboard's just not really prepared for us. Um, and ours, we have Invasive Surgery, we have Test of Talents. We have really good stuff against them. And then pre-board, we have Spell Pierce, Duress, the discard spells. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be a tough matchup. Don't get me wrong, but I think we got a fighting chance. We're a little bit slower, but I think our interaction is better, and we have the ability to sort of tailor our interaction directly towards that deck. Whereas at this point, Pact is sort of an unknown quantity, so they don't have the same level of hate cards against us. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much the deck in a nutshell. In the sideboard here, we have Pact Negation, which is great if they're trying to disrupt your counter or disrupt your combo and then turn your comboing off. Just Pact Negation. Um, Invasive Surgery is basically just for show and tell. Stern Scolding, I don't know. This is kind of this one's questionable right now. I don't think we need that much against Boros, but we have plenty of stuff to board out, so it's good against Boros. It's fine against some other decks too. Bloodchief's Thirst is Boros and other stuff. Clean of Dust is just our one graveyard hate. Maybe it should be a Surgical. I like the idea that it can grind a little bit, draw cards, help us get our combo. Mind Spike, great against control, good against other combo decks. Haywire Might, just a really good card against Boros, and can come up the board a little bit, and obviously just value to get, just utility to get the artifacts and enchantments. Yeah, Veil of Summer, Vexing Bauble. Vexing Bauble is really good against Beans. Test of Talents is another hit card against Show and Tell. You can play against control too. Defense Grid for control. Path of Peril and Culling Ritual are for Boros and other types of decks like that. So yeah, that's the deck. I mean, I could go on about this forever. There's so many different choices and different ways to build it. One thing I will mention real quick is there's another version that I've been working on that plays more creatures, like more 1-mana creatures and sack outlets, and it plays Diabolic Intent, so you can sack a creature for an additional Demonic Tutor type effect. But yeah, with that said, that's deck tech. So we'll get into some games now. All right. Jumping into our first game here. Just a heads up, I might have less commentary than usual just because this is one of the most complicated decks I've ever played, and I have to think a lot. So we have the combo in our hand, so this is a turn 4 win right here. We can Spell Pierce and then snap on turn 3. We could also win on turn 3 by Tainted Pact on their end step and then Thassa's Oracle. So we Tainted Pact on our end step, leave 1 card in the library at the end of their turn 3. I'm sorry. So turn 2, we Tainted Pact during their end step if they're showing no signs of interaction, and then on turn 3, we play Thassa's Oracle and win. I think it makes sense to do the Hedge Maze here. We could get blown out if they have like a Thoughtseize or something that we want to Spell Pierce. But Obosh decks, I'm not sure they usually play a lot of Thoughtseize type effects. Brainstorm is good as kind of a fail-safe, like if things go wrong with this hand, we can do that. Gaia Souls, okay, so we're good. This is basically going to be a free win. Go ahead and fetch with this. I'm going to need to fetch an untapped, like, blue-black land. And then at the end of their turn here, I'll pat, leave 1 card in my library, and then Thassa's Oracle, and then win. Interesting. Why do you think they didn't attack there? It's like, I'm not sure what I need to play around. I don't think there's anything to play around, but there's also, like, maybe I don't need to go all in and I can just wait a couple more turns since they're not doing anything. So if I go all in right now, yeah, let's just go for it. Like, what could we get blown out by here? Like, Orum's Chant or something? Oh, shoot. I got the tapped one. Okay, well, I guess that made the decision for us. We'll keep this land. Oops. That's okay. We got another turn. We can do it on turn 4 also. We'll just double spell, so this way we have Spell Pierce up. Sure. Yeah, you can see I'm still a little sloppy with the deck here. I don't understand why he's not attacking with Gaia Souls. Maybe he thinks I have like a flash creature or something, or like he's trying to play around Bowmasters or something like that. Um, but I mean, either way, there's not much he can do. So let's go ahead and get the Triome. Okay, now I hit full control. Play the Oracle, and I still have black and 1 untapped, so Now, packed right now. And now we win. Just gotta sit here and click through all these. Looks like they're straight up Boros. Boros Obosh. I don't see any sign of black, so we don't gotta worry about Thoughtseize. We do need to worry about Blood Moon. That's gonna be the biggest problem. So I'll just make sure I have counter spells and disruption for that. 26. Alright, just gotta click about 25 more times. And then we win. This is why I play this deck, because Boros, I mean, it's just nothing they could do. They had a slow start anyways. I mean, the Obosh deck often hiccups on turn 2 anyways, but they just had nothing to do. And this could have been a turn 3 win if I hadn't just misclicked and clicked the wrong land. But we'll take turn 4, that's fine. Um, oh yeah, shoot, he's got Solitude because I needed to, yeah, I just punted because I left one card in my library. Oh my god, dude. Um, yeah. I thought I got the last card out of there. This is sloppy. This is not a good look. That was just 100% my bad. I should have won that game 5 times over. Um, okay. I guess I don't know if we need Pact. We just need to watch out for Blood Moon. So I'll keep the Spell Pierce in. Stern Scolding would be okay. Ugh. That feels really bad. I just needed to click decline. I shouldn't have done that. But I mean, despite user error, you can see how powerful the deck is. Um, Typically against Boros decks, I would take out Duress and some discard spells, but considering that the only thing I'm really worried about is Blood Moon, I don't think I need to. I think I want to keep him in. Alright, that's alright. I mean, this should be. I said it should be a free win. I just need to stop derping out. Because, like, if you have 0 cards in your library, it doesn't matter if they remove the his hand is pretty slow, but I'll keep it. I'm gonna fetch out a Zagoth Triumph, so we get all 3 colors. Yeah, if since it's equal to your devotion when you use the Essos Oracle, if you Um, if you get your library down to 0 to where you have no cards left, then it doesn't matter if they remove it. But if you have one card left, it does. And I thought I had 0 cards left. I thought it was my last card that I was drawing, but that was not the case. All right, let's try to hit a land here. We succeed. Looks like I. Okay. Go ahead and shock this in. We can traverse next turn if we need a land. Then, and hull up, consider, and fatal push. Just gonna do this aggressively to keep our life total high. Then we're gonna consider. We just need to find. All we need is a land, and I mean we don't even really need a land. We just need Tainted Pact. My kingdom for a Tainted Pact. Okay. Oh, he's gonna blink it. He's got the cool. That's some cool art on Ephemerate. I like that. I don't know why he's putting Pitsy Needle out there, but okay. Okay, let's not mess it up this time. I'm nervous now. I'm nervous because I played that last one. That was not pretty. Um, I guess I'll go ahead and treasure cruise. Just because the plan is I'm gonna again pact on his end step. So we get a swamp. That's nice. We do die to a blood moon here, but he doesn't have enough lands to do it. So here we go. Let's try not to punt this time. So now I do want to leave exactly one card. But I'll take this one in my hand, and we got one card left. All right, we got there. Doesn't matter. See, that's what we should have done last game. I just messed up. So, let's see. I still do not want to mess around with a Blood Moon. But I don't have really any extra cards except Mind Spike to bring in, but I don't want to bring in Mind Spike. He's got a lot of creatures, and um, the 2 life actually matters here since we're racing. So yeah, we'll just run it back. I'm gonna draw this time. Oof, a lot of tap lands. Okay. Yeah, we just lost. Tap land cost us the game, and this is I've been thinking about if I wanted to put Shipwreck Marsh in or Dark Slick Shores, because Shipwreck Marsh lets you combo. Like a lot of times you're gonna be comboing on turn 4 or 5, so it's really nice to have that. But but you know, you do need the mana faster. So Dark Slick Shores would have been the difference between winning or losing this game because I would have spell pierced the Blood Moon. But yeah, I mean the real difference between winning and losing the game was game 1 when I punted when I had the win. So just need to punt less. I don't even really have any answers to Blood Moon, so I don't even know why I'm here. I did used to run a basic forest so that I could answer Blood Moon. It was a very bad draw though. But yeah, we don't have any answers to Blood Moon, which is unknown. I knew about that, but maybe I want to put the basic forest back in, or just cut Shipwreck Marsh for Dark Slick Shores again. The early tap land really hurt. That was the end there. It's a very early draft still, so the deck needs to be refined, and we only played a couple games with it so far. So we're testing it. We're gonna work it out. I think I'm gonna have to figure out how to have a really solid plan against Blood Moon. See if we can hit a land that would tell us what we would like to do with the Forsaken Crossroads. Okay, the breeding pool is good. Gives us all our colors. More Boros. I'm happy to see that. That's why I wanted to build this deck in the first place. Tired against playing against Boros. And this one eats Boros for breakfast. All Masters? Looks like a Bowmasters to me. I'll counter that. It could be annoying. So he got a Underground River or Darkslick Shores. Okay. We're under the gun here. We gotta get to where we need to be pretty fast. Three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. So I could dig with 1 mana left over. Hopefully hit a land, and then we could. Yeah, okay, do that. What? No. Why would I not use the? Oh my god. Auto tapper is the death of me. Oh, but actually, maybe it was not so bad because now I can play a land and demonic tutor. Um. Okay, I'm sorry I questioned you, auto tapper. That's brain surge. Do it. Do it. Oh, if he has another Ajani, I'm dead. No, okay, we're good. You can still cast brain surge. Nice. That's pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. Boros with brain surge. He doesn't really understand that he's dead already, but I will show him here what the situation is. Full control. Fast as Oracle. Put it down. Ability on the stack. Tainted Pact. And then we'll draw a whole deck. Or exile it, I should say. Yeah, maybe I should have the basic forest back in. It does let us, we can traverse for it. We can get it off of like, type of triggers that let you search for a basic land. We only have two basics in the deck. And then the forest actually gives us, like, opens up a ton of outs that we already have for Blood Moon, being able to cast it. So that's pretty cool. This is how what you'll normally see. We're usually about a turn faster than Boros. Sometimes, 2 turns faster. That's why this deck is good. Yeah, I probably should put the forest back in. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. We're on the draw. Spell Pierce is a little bit handy on the draw again. It can save us from a Blood Moon, so it's probably worth it. I guess Culling Ritual is pretty good too. I'll cut 3 steps ahead. It's just too slow against them, I think. Oh yeah, we want Stern Scolding too. I'll cut Sink into Super for Stern Scolding. Yeah, so we'll do this. On the draw, it's definitely okay to cut Sink into Super. Anything else we want? I think this is good. We got 3 sweepers, some extra removal, speed bump in Haywire Might. Um, this is yikes. A lot of lands. We can get 1 Surveil land. We get a Scry out of this. Treasure Cruise is basically a dead card. This is kind of close. I'll mulligan this. Maybe we can do better. This is not much better. Jace is kind of slow. I probably should have cut Jace in this matchup. He's too slow here. We got the basic island. Defense against Blood Moon. I'll probably put one of these tap lands back. I'll put back the... Or do I need both these tap lands to try to find my stuff? Put back the Yavimaya Coast. Yeah. Play Hedge Maze first here. It's pretty good. Yeah, like I said in the intro, Jace is here for when games go too long, so or like when games go a little bit longer, and that's just never going to happen with Boros. I'm deciding if I want a Dark Ritual out Wishclaw Talisman to dig for a piece, but it would only give me 1 piece. And then they could probably get Blood Moon, which they have. I'm sure they have. Um, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cast it here, but not use it. There is an argument for using it because if they got Blood Moon, they would have to spend a mana, and then it would give me another turn, and then I could get the combo. Actually, I should Dark Ritual it out and use it. I think. Looks like we're gonna lose this one, unless I like rip the combo off the top here. Gonna be a turn too slow, most likely. Looks like they got us next turn. Could wish call for a sweeper. Path of Peril should be good. I mean, this blocks Ragavan. But, I don't know. I think we gotta get in that. This buys us a little bit of time, but we have nothing, so we really need to top deck Lucky here. Opponent is considering. They've been a mountain. Since this deck's Mardu, they probably aren't playing Blood Moon, so we're safe on that front. Another land. Are we just? Yeah, we are actually dead. But let's just make them play it. Make them do what they have to do. I'll put this down in case they want to try to respect a fail push, which they shouldn't. But you never know. Give your opponent an opportunity to make a mistake. They didn't Ragavan. Okay. Because I can bring my lures. And Haywire Might. I'm really surprised they didn't like attack me there. Um, oh, okay. Okay, yeah, they got me. GG. So it's looking like no Blood Moon, but they do have Thoughtseize we need to respect. Haywire Might does not feel that great. Um, Maybe we'd rather have Inquisition or Veil of Summer. Let's see. Is there anything here that's bad? Spell Pierce is okay. Stern Scolding is good. Tamiyo's good. Oh yeah, Chase is bad. That was what we came to the conclusion of. I think I'll bring in Inquisition. Okay, try this. Lining up to pay quite a bit of life here. So I'll put this in. It could be a swamp if I need it to be. Or if he doesn't do anything worth interacting with, I'll just get a better land. Surveil land. Yeah, if he just hits me for one, I'm fine with that. Sure. He knows I got Fatal Push, so. But he doesn't know I have Deluge, so if he plays around the push, but not the Deluge, then that's pretty nice. He's got an Unstable Amulet. Okay. I think I want to hold the Lorien revealed because I can Dark Ritual into it to draw some cards. This is nice. I really like that it gave me time to surveil here. What do I need for mana? I got double blue and a single black, so I'll probably get like blue-black. Surveil land. Not what we're looking for. Ah, brainstorm. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna brainstorm and then use Lorien revealed. We got a fetch land, so we might not need to keep the Lorien revealed anymore. Um, Stormcaller is really good with Fatal Push. We got two sweepers, Fatal Push, Stormcaller, so we got a lot of time to find what we need. Put back this Watery Grave and I guess the Seagate. Or I could put back Lorien revealed. I think I still kind of want to Dark Ritual it out though. Alright, I could Seagate with Dark Ritual. Okay, I'm running out of time, sorry. This deck is too big brain for me. I almost roped out there. So next I'm gonna I'm gonna fetch. I already used my brainstorm, so I might as well fetch. Um that sucks. But it's not the end of the world. Get another survey land here. Probably go with the. Opponent is just dirtling, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure where they're going with this strategy, but I'm okay with it. Snapcaster Mage seems good, but so is Tamio. I'll go Tamio plus Thassa's Oracle. They've done a lot of damage to themselves. I could maybe beat them with attacking. That'd be kind of funny. The old Thassa's Oracle beatdown plan. Probably has no Thoughtseize, and I'm willing to accept that. Because because I have Loris and a few ways to get it back. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna suicide the Stormgate Seagate here. I forgot the thing has first strike in life. Like that was a bad call. I gave him one extra life he didn't need to have. We need to hit some lands, and we need to get our combo piece. We kind of need a lot of things right now. We're getting like kind of grinded out by Boros. It's weird. Ugh. I think I messed up earlier when I brainstormed, like, when I was running out of time. I should not have gotten rid of all those lands, obviously, because now I'm just stuck on lands and I can't. I probably should have gone Snap instead of Tameo, because I don't know if I knew about that Galvanic Discharge at the time. But yeah, I'm basically doomed here. I'm gonna lose this game because I stumbled on mana. So it's like my record is not good so far, but you can see how I could have won any of these games that I've lost so far. It's just like deck has such an insanely high skill curve, and um, I'm pretty new to it, so it's a new creation, a new brew, and we're learning as we go. Do one more. Punter 99. Yes, hopefully he punts against us. We could only hope. I'm the main punter today. Okay, this is a pretty good hand. Gonna get a black blue Surveil with this, and then we go turn two assemble, and then turn three if we get a blue untapped blue land with that, and then um, should be able to win on turn three. The opponent knows what they're playing against, they'll take Tainted Pact. If they don't, I don't know what they'll do. This deck was like it's been banned for like three or yeah, so he knows what's going on. Okay, I shouldn't have kept topped that duress. I don't know what I was thinking. I wanted to get revenge for him duressing us, but I mean it's actually not the worst play. So we're playing against like Jund. Alright, it's gonna be a pretty grindy one, I think. Okay, we're just gonna pop off at the end of the turn here, and hopefully we hit enough cards to combo off. I should have. What am I missing? Sorcery, land, instant. I need a creature. I'm gonna go all in here. I'm gonna take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna take 6 damage to consider and Tainted Indulgence. Um, but either way, this is gonna be our last turn, so we're gonna go all in. Try to combo. I can't do all of them because I have too much green mana. But I can do blue, blue. So I can do, yeah, I can only do 2. So I'll do Tainted Indulgence and dig 3 time. We'll do Tainted first for obvious reasons. Um, yeah, if I had the other Tainted Pact, if I would have kept both Tainted Pacts, then I could have gone Warlock. I could have Dark Ritual at the end of his turn, and then done Warlock teachings. to get some more packs, but that would have been not enough because I would have needed 2 more mana. So if we hit Fastest Oracle right here, we win. Otherwise, we lose. We lose. Actually, no, we got enough mana because Dark Ritual. So okay, we will win. Just need to make sure I don't mess this up. All right, we got there. So for sideboard against John, we're gonna. It's gonna be kind of hard to sideboard. They probably have Blood Moon. Um, and they're gonna have a ton of discard spells, so we're gonna bring in Veil of Summer for sure. This is probably gonna be a tough matchup. If they would have gone all in with the Questing Druids instead of if they would have just cast the Questing Druids out faster, we would have lost. Instead of getting the value from the card drawing part of them. So we definitely want Haywire Might. I'm sorry, Veil of Summer. We definitely want Stern Scolding's pretty good. Probably want Invasive Surgery because they're going to be doing a lot of thought seizes and stuff like that. Maybe Passive Negation? No, we don't want Passive Negation. They don't have counter spells or ways to interact with the combo once it's on the stack. For cuts, on the play, I'll cut Once Upon a Time. Kind of tough, yeah. I'm not really, I wasn't really ready for Jund, so I'm not exactly sure what to cut. Maybe I don't want Invasive Surgery. It's kind of narrow. These are good, but just not sure what I would cut for them. Running out of time. I think what I would probably do is cut some of the discard spells for some counter spells since we're on the draw. and our discard spells are a lot worse than theirs are. So like, they're when they do discard us, they can easily ignore our discard spells. Whereas we're using our discard spells to try to catch their discard spells, but they're on the play. So the counter magic would have been better. With this hand, it's pretty bad, but it does have the combo, so it might be worth keeping. At the full combo, but only one land. We need a green land to use Abundant Harvest. I'm not sure that's good. So, all right, I'm gonna mute up for the rest of this game. Probably, I'll just jump in for a couple things because my kid just got here. So, all right. Okay. Yeah, sequencing this has been pretty tricky. As is usually the case with this deck. But, all right, we got a serious clock on our hands right now. Um, we're gonna have to. Yeah, we're dead in what? Are we dead next turn? 3, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're dead next turn. So, um, Didn't get there this time. Yeah, and for actually had a great advantage to take my Thassa's Oracle too, so yeah, that's the game. Player draw is a big deal in Magic, in case you didn't know. I thought I was, yeah, well. I don't need Fatal Push. Maybe I don't need Deluge too. Inquisition is better on the play. Go for maybe a tempo advantage here instead of trying to use removal and sweepers. I'll just try to tempo them out with counter spells just long enough to get my combo. I'm not sure. Pretty close. Pretty close call in terms of how to board here. I'll actually keep this because we have Sleight of Hand, and we can also cast Death Right. Hopefully hit a land. Nice. Awesome. Awesome draw there. So now we can Planar Genesis at the end of his turn. And that will better inform us on what we want to Demonic Tutor for. It's nice because it gets our creature in for Traverse, which is super helpful. We have a hard time getting creature. This deck doesn't play a ton of them. If you're in their shoes, do you take the Planar Genesis here, or do you take the Demonic Tutor? I'm gonna fire this off because it gives us an opportunity to ramp. I could take Tainted Pact because if it ends up in the graveyard, I can snap it back, I guess. But otherwise, I'll just shuffle it back in with Tarn. So, yeah, actually, I'm going to do this. We're going to get the ramp action. Probably them I'd take Tutor. It's the scariest card here. But he probably doesn't want to fill my yard for Traverse. But yeah, he did anyways. So, I mean, that's what you got to take. Creature, instant, sorcery. We just need a land, and then we can Traverse. And we got the land in Scouting Time. That's why Shaman is annoying here. Puts pressure on us to get the Traverse off right away, but also the Snap. He wants the mana. Okay. Yeah, so that's probably game. We lost. Um, yeah, so I think the forest would be a good call to include. Okay, so I think we went 0-3, although without mistakes, we would have been 2-1, I think. And then, so yeah, it's just user error. I think the deck has a lot of strengths to it, but it requires somebody with IQ 5000 to pilot optimally. And so yeah, I think I'm going to keep practicing with it. You'll probably see some more videos with this. Stick around. We're going to keep tuning the deck and working on it. Um, Blood Moon was a known problem as being something we scooped to. I think we can mitigate it. Whoa, look at this. That's weird. Some kind of weird glitch going on. Whoa. Um, okay, I was going to do a little concluding words, but we'll just ignore the sideboard for now. Yeah, I'd like to fit the forest in again, and yeah, just kind of play better. Make sure we have outs to Blood Moon. Make sure we're playing around Blood Moon to the extent that we can. Jund is always good. I mean, like mid-range Jund like that's just going to be a tough matchup no matter what. But Yeah, thank you all for watching. Stick around, like and subscribe for more Geckos Gaming, more GGs. And yeah, we'll catch you later. Thanks again. Bye bye.